So I did a couple Sundays ago a thing on nonviolence, and we've gotten a lot of response from it. Obviously, some of it is negative, some of it is positive, but one of the things I want to clear up, which has to do with this horrible tragedy in Dallas of 5 police officers being assassinated. And apart from others who have been assassinated, I think 2 were assassinated early this year in Brooklyn, New York, I think it was, this year. So I just want to say that because some of us hold the view that nonviolence should be, or we should try to hold to that at all, in all circumstances, we get labeled a lot. I do anyway, I don't know about you, about being a cop hater, being a government hater, you know, blah, blah, blah. So in light of this tragedy, I want to read 1 Peter 2 and Romans 13. This is just a preamble to the communion. But I feel I should voice this, if anything, for record and for the sake of our viewers, who we have viewers from all creeds. So we have many Muslims, as I said. So this is a paraphrase of 1 Peter 2:7 and Romans 13 that I thought was very pertinent to this situation that is going on. And this is a situation that has been going on for quite a while. I don't know if you've heard of the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, all this. It's very anti-police, basically very anti-USA, to be truthful. So 1 Peter 2:7 and Romans 13:3. So the apostles here, Peter and Paul, agree. They say, show respect for everyone, love Christians everywhere, fear God, honor the government. Now that's a sort of fine line, because obviously the Baptists criticized government with Herod, and he got himself beheaded. So there is some criticism. We're not saying, like some people accused me of, you're saying we can't even speak against evil. We can't even speak the truth out there. Well, I didn't say that. Barbara, my mother-in-law, is very invested against the abortion business. And I call it a business as a put-down. It's a horrible business. And she's very active. She's actually become quite an activist, to my praise and surprise. Now, activism is a matter of the person. You know, I'm not telling people, hey, go out there and join abortion causes or whatever cause. That's up to you. But myself personally, because of the scriptures, I'm becoming sort of more of an activist, I think. And obviously we are with abortion. So it says it's a fine line, right? Under the government, but I think there is some criticism when we have to speak against evil. So it's a fine line. Be a good citizen, says the paraphrase here of 1 Peter, and the government will approve. So actually it will. The government does praise you when you listen to them, right? So when a cop, a police officer, says, you know, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, can you do this? Can you obey the authorities? And we'll get to the obedience of authority. But, says Peter or Paul, I think, but if you're breaking laws right and left, watch out. Yeah. Common sense. Someone said to me on Facebook, you know, that's a very common sense message there. And I said, well, it's also inspired by God. The police are not there just to be admired in their uniforms. Now, this is a paraphrase. God also has an interest in keeping order, and he uses them, the police, to do it. The authorities. Now this is the authority. Now I'm in Romans 13, verse 3 and 4. And this paraphrase talks about the police, obviously those in authority. That's why, says Paul, you must live responsibly. Not just to avoid punishment, but also, guess what? Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right way to live. This is a tragic thing that is going on in this country, where groups, activists are raising up against the authorities. That is unbiblical, to raise up against the authorities. I taught a couple Sundays ago that the founders of this country prayed about it, talked about it, debated the issue of rebelling against then the state was England, because they full well knew that rebellion against the authorities is a sin, is wrong. But they came to their own conclusions, which I personally do not agree. They rebelled nonetheless. But again, when some of us hold these positions, I just want to make it clear for the record, I'm not hating on, if that's a Georgian, hating on police. I'm not hating on the president. I'm not hating on authorities. We're actually commanded. And what strikes me, and think about this, someone said to me online, wow, so they read that and they go, man, but the state is evil. The state does evil things. Well, guess what? Who was Paul under when he wrote this? Who was he talking about? One of the most fascist, evil systems that we have yet known. So isn't that incredible? Paul, maybe God gave him foresight, God gave him, but anyway, it's there. So I just wanted to clarify that. That's a position that some of us hold. I know some of us disagree, but I just want to make it clear, I am not a cop hater, if anyone's out there. I am not an Obama hater, or whatever president we get. And that's all I'm going to say about that.